And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. Today is Friday, November 21st, 2025. I'm your host, St. Nick, and we got a great show for y'all today. Well, folks. Week 12 kicked off in the NFL last night. Bye! Sean McDermott! Bye! Head coach! Bye!
Bills make me wanna.
Bye! Everybody's favorite, they were back on track! And right back in the gutter, outside the top 10. Please spare me on Josh Allen's MVP resurrection, because let's count how many touchdowns he had last night, shall we? Come on, everybody loved to count his touchdowns last week, right? All 6 of them. 3 rushing, big body. 3 passing, big cannon, accurate arm. Let's count how many did Allen have this week? But we have to break it down. Let's start with the receiving. Did Josh Allen have any receiving touchdowns? No. Okay, but that's fine. You know, he catches touchdowns a few times a year, you know. He goes at wide receiver. We saw it last year. Okay, but did Josh Allen have a rushing touchdown? Oh, no rushing touchdown either, but that's fine. He's a quarterback. He passes, right, folks? Alrighty, how many passing touchdowns did Josh Allen have? Oh, another goose egg in all 3 phases of the game. Josh Allen comes up. Goose egg, 0, no touchdowns. What? When Davis the long neck Mills was slinging for 2, MVP frontrunner Josh Allen, the NFL's golden boy, has 0? Come on, folks, join in. Bye, MVP. Bye, top 10 power rankings. Bye.
Bills make me wanna.
Bye. So Thursday night football, folks, the Bills lose to the Texans, and I've been trying to tell y'all. Have I not been telling y'all about the Texans having them top 5 of our power rankings every single week? Y'all said, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Texans. But folks, once again, the beard is always right. It's just a matter of time. Even without their starting quarterback, CJ Stroud, they're still winning because that defense was so dominant. I was once again trying to tell y'all that's why we were loving this team so much. And now everybody wants to finally come around on the Texans. All right, I guess I'll let y'all into the Texans club. I'll be nice and I'll open the door for everybody that straggled behind. Everybody that doubted me and clowned me. Texans, this guy doesn't know ball. He's talking about the Texans. Well, they just beat everybody's favorite, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, so they must be a little good, right? We had him number 4 heading into this week in our power rankings, but once again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, folks. I try not to. But if y'all tooted my horn every now and then, I wouldn't need to always toot my own horn, okay? Because it's okay when other people toot your own horn, but when you start tooting your own horn, that's when people have an issue. And I don't get it. Toot your own horn, folks. I was really kind of thinking about what would my toot sound like if I had my own personal toot horn. I was thinking about that yesterday. All right, let's digress a little bit. Look, today we're breaking down the game from last night that we all watched. Josh Allen lay that big ol' egg. Josh Allen was clucking all night long. I was like, there's something wrong with him. People were kind of pointing to the wrist and something like that, but I was like, no, there's something worse going on with Josh Allen. Turns out he had a big old egg brewing in his stomach that he had to go lay. So that was the ultimate issue. The egg came out last night, so we'll see if Josh Allen is good for the rest of the season now that that egg is gone, but I doubt it. So we break down that game even more. Yes, that is not it. We will have more talk on Josh Allen. We will have more. Everybody's favorite. So don't go nowhere, folks, okay? And once again, whenever you hear this, folks, do not be shy and join in. If you're listening on headphones, that's fine. You can still sing out loud. Bye. And then, you're free to ad-lib whatever you want when you get to this section. Bye, MVP. Like, you can ad-lib. Bye, Sean McDermott. So, whenever that comes on, y'all know the lyrics. I know you do. You can ad-lib bye. You can do bye MVP. You can do bye top 10 power rankings. You can do bye Sean McDermott. And you could also do bye Joe Brady. So, mix it up and have fun with it, folks. And, if you're out and about, if you're in the car, crank it up, jam out. If you're out and about in public, that's fine. Unplug those headphones, play it for the world to hear, folks, okay? So, we'll break down that game a little bit more, and we'll also make our official picks for the rest of the weekend. Now, I'll tell y'all, we usually have 5 picks, but man, this slate, Vegas, these lines, these are razor thin. And I really only have 4 picks that I'm kind of a little gushing about. I was racking my brain on a 5th pick, and there's some things I'm like, yeah, that could be, but I really couldn't really settle on a 5th pick. So I got 4 good picks, and I'll talk through some picks that maybe could have been 5, but I'm not 100% gushing on them yet, so I'm not going to make them official plays, but we'll talk all through that. Alrighty, so let's start the dang thing, shall we? And we don't have really any basketball stories to talk about. So let's keep here in the NFL, where I have to come to some people's defenses. Some people are getting a little too crazy out there. And I know maybe I come across as crazy and I overreact and maybe I dig a little too much on people sometimes. I don't agree. Once again, it's all Smurfy over here, folks, so please spare me. Once again, this life got too deep for you, baby. Alrighty, not everything is so serious. Everybody settle down. But I got to come to some people's defenses because people were getting crazy yesterday. And the first person I got to come to defend is Drake May. Drake May. Everybody needs to pump the brakes on Drake May. Is he out there slinging the ball? You better fucking believe he is. Does he have a little bit of an easy schedule? Yes. Is that his fault? No. Is that his job? No. His job is to play the schedule he has. And so far, Drake May is very, very good at playing the schedule he has. Remember in the preseason when everybody was gushing about the Bills because they were favored in every single game? How'd that turn out? Have they won every game? They have not. They've got a couple of losses there. So, it doesn't matter what the schedule says or what happens before the game is played. You play to win the game. And Drake May is winning these games and slinging the ball and actively getting better. Once again, our biggest knock on Drake May at the start of the season was that he was not cashing in on the red zone. He was able to move the ball between the 20s, getting across midfield, but he wasn't really putting up the touchdown scoring at the end of these drives. And we've seen him get better on that week by week. Now, obviously, everybody's been gushing about Drake May in the national media. People have him in the MVP conversation and all that. And I don't have any problem with that. Once again, who is out there actively winning MVP? This is a little bit of an issue that we're running into these last few years, is that nobody's really earning this MVP. That's why there's so much discrepancy and a lot of debate, at least around like maybe the last 2-3 seasons in the NFL with the MVP, because nobody's really going out there and winning it. It seems like we're just giving it to somebody to give it to somebody. Where, last year really probably should have been Saquon Barkley, but God forbid a running back wins it. Can't have that. So Drake May is a little bit of the top of the MVP conversation, and a little bit rightfully so. Once again, Josh Allen, is he winning it? He just put up no touchdowns last week. Is that something we're supposed to be gushing about? Of course not. Once again, Patrick Mahomes not playing up to his level. Lamar Jackson not playing up to his level. So really no big MVP front runner. So Drake May has kind of been in that conversation. Well, yesterday, Stephen A. Smith did not like that and started to call out Drake May. And what the fuck are you talking about? Stephen A. Smith was so upset and so butthurt that Drake May didn't know about First Take. Drake May had, let's back it up a little bit. There's been a little bit of a back and forth, kind of. Cam Newton kind of called the Patriots fool's gold last week. Drake May, or somebody asked Drake May in a press conference about that comment, and Drake May was like, I don't even really know what show he's on, talking and referring to Cam Newton. And that set Stephen A. Smith off. You don't know what show he's on. Do you know who we are? Do you know what network we're on? We're on ESPN. Does nobody watch First Take? Correct. Nobody watches Stephen A. Smith, what the fuck are you thinking? Are you this delusional? Nobody watches First Take. Nobody watches anything. Nobody watches Takes My Fans. Are you crazy? Even though it is really the best sporting show out there. That's what the fans say. That's not coming from me. That's not me tooting my own horn, okay? I've had plenty of people come up to me and say they like the program. I'll digress, though. But yeah, Stephen A. Smith, nobody watches this garbage show. And when he talks about, First Take is, highly accoladed. And yes, it was during kind of like the 2010s when it was you and Skip Bayless in your heyday, your golden era. But you're about like 8-10 years past due that. So what are you talking about? This is what Stephen A. Smith had to say yesterday. Really disgusting, really ugly.
He's tough, he's poised, and he's absolutely dynamic in the pass game. And this team under Mike Vrabel can win the AFC Championship.
He's also a liar. He's also a liar.
He's also a liar. All those good things, Drake May, he's also a liar. Who doesn't watch First Things First? I've never heard of such a thing. Oh, Steven, baby. You bring up ratings. It's all fake. It's all nonsense. It's all junk. It's all bots. Do you not understand everything is just botted into oblivion, folks? That is it. Bots. Bots control the world, okay? And it's just getting started.
First of all, let me tell you, it's not to brag, listen.
Not to brag. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let's rewind it. All right. We like to toot our own horns. I just did it at the top of the show. Maybe I got to let Stephen A. Smith toot his own horn here, folks. Maybe I'm in the wrong. I got to let this man speak. If you bring up tooting your own horn, I just got to listen. All right, let me hear it, Stephen. What do you got? Toot it. Toot it, baby.
Pardon the Interruption is the #1 show on ESPN spanning 20-plus decades. First Take is the #1 morning show, 13 years and counting.
I love how he doesn't even start with, like, his show's the best. A show that he's not even on. That's the best program on ESPN. Mine is the best morning program. Okay, that's an interesting toot there. Okay.
April will be 14 years. Don't tell me you an athlete and you don't know that. Don't tell me you an athlete and you don't know that Cam Newton ain't on the show.
And I don't know about that. I don't know, folks. Obviously, I'm not an athlete, so I don't know their sports, television, entertainment, work-life balance. I don't really know how that weighs out. But I don't know if these athletes are, tuning in 24/7 to ESPN and Fox Sports. I don't know if that's on their agenda.
You're lying. That's #1. #2, I'm going to take it to a more serious tone with that, because I get where you're coming from, RC, and I don't disagree with you. But how about athletes looking out for athletes? I remember.
So, Stephen A. Smith cannot believe that nobody watches First Take, which I didn't know it was some big secret that nobody watches this, but I'll digress on that. So I got to defend Drake May. Everybody settle down on Drake May. All right, he doesn't watch sports television. And even if he does, do you think he's going to give you the what you want, the fuel that you want? You know, we get Stephen A. Smith clowning all these athletes. I mean, athletes shouldn't even be watching these programs. Everyone's just there to clown them 24/7. And look, yes, I do clown. I do it smurfily, but I also sing their praise. And that's where a lot of people misconstrue me. I sing people's praises. Just because I don't sing the praises y'all want me to sing, like Josh Allen, I'm rather singing Matthew Stafford's praise. I sing Alec Pierce's praise all the fucking time, and still nobody talks about him, and he's catching touchdown after touchdown with this resurgence of the Colts. I told y'all about Daniel Jones. I told y'all he was Josh Allen 2.0, and nobody wanted to listen to little old me. So, I get a little bit where Stephen A. Smith is coming from, but at the same time, folks, I give people their flowers, okay? So settle down. So Stephen A. Smith calls out Drake May, wildly so. And this is coming from a man that doesn't even watch the sport. Stephen A. Smith tells you every single day, he even said it during this rant, he was like, I never played football. Everything I know is coming from these people on the desk. Cam Newton and Ryan Clark. Okay. I played football. Okay. I get it. I was in the trenches. I was in the line. I was in the gutter, folks, okay? I was doing the dirty work up front. And I also coached. Yeah, player, coach, no big deal, folks, okay? So I get the game. That's my license to talk about the sport, okay? And to judge, and to smurf around, okay? What's Stephen A. Smith's? What does he got? He's playing solitaire at the fucking NBA Finals and then making it a fucking commercial. And once again, folks, I tell y'all who's good. I've been telling y'all about this Texans team. Y'all didn't want to listen. And now Stephen A. Smith, here he comes. Stephen A. Smith needs to be thrown off television in general. It's enough. I mean, ESPN just pulled him off of NBA Countdown. Get him out of here. The less, the better, Steven. I mean, this man's bragging about ratings as he's actively getting taken off shows on ESPN. So it's enough Stephen A. Smith. And then this is what he has to say. Remember when we were talking about Wemby, and of course he's the face of the league, and then 2 weeks ago Stephen A. Smith said, hey, do you guys know about this Wemby guy? He's pretty good. Yeah, no shit. Here he is, big brain Stephen A. Smith again. Last night, after I've been telling y'all about the Texans, Stephen A. Smith goes on Twitter and says, ladies and gentlemen, let's hold off on counting out the Houston Texans. Yeah, no fuck. I've been telling y'all. They're the top of the crop. Nobody wanted to listen to me. But now that Stephen A. gives the green light, oh, now we can all gush about the Texans. I mean, this is who they've got on national television making millions upon millions of dollars, folks. Not me. I'm tooting my horn here, folks. Toot me up. Toot me up. I just watched that defense terrorize Josh Allen all night long. That front four led by Will Anderson. The secondary led by that kid Bullock. It's been a real long time since I've seen a defense look like that. Spectacular, just spectacular. And CJ Stroud ain't even back yet. Look the hell out. All right, I've been telling y'all about the Texans, but now Stephen A. Smith says it, so y'all can gush. Y'all got the green light to gush about the Texans, folks. Once again, Takes by Fans, the only morning show. We're the morning show. We start at 11. That's before noon. I count it the morning. I mean, honestly, Takes by Fans is the number one show, but nobody just wants to admit it. Nobody wants to give the beard the flowers, and it's okay. I get it. So, Drake May, shout out to him. He's good. We know it. And then we also had a little bit of Cam Newton. Cam Newton going at Drake May, and he's also kind of setting the narrative straight. So Cam Newton ended up calling the Patriots fool's gold, and not particularly Drake May. But this is another thing I have an issue with, is that everybody waits so long to give somebody their flowers. They're like, okay, yeah, this is really good, but I still need to see more. Yeah, that was great. That was really impressive. but I still need to see more. Oh, yeah, he's doing it right now, but can he still do it? Can he still do it 5 years from now? Okay, he's done it for 2 years, but, I mean, people are butting everything to death nowadays, which is just very frustrating. You come into your own at different times in the NFL. It just, when are you going to pop? And then how long is your window? Not everybody, I mean, we were blessed, folks, and I really think the 2000s has everybody's thinking about quarterbacks in a wrong light. We were so blessed in the 2000s with like great on-field general quarterbacks. I say it all the time. Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, Aaron Rodgers, even a little bit of Eli Manning. We had, I mean, so many caliber top-tier quarterbacks. And now it's just like nobody wants to give anybody their flowers. Everybody's so hesitant to give people their flowers. They want to see it 5 years in a row and then finally acknowledge it. I think it's all wrong. We got to acknowledge it when we're seeing it. Like, once again, Vegas with this Chiefs team, like, it's like, what are y'all watching that y'all are setting the lines like this? It's like, we know the Chiefs have been good in the past, but what they've shown right now is not worth, them being -3 on the road. Like, where are y'all getting that? It just seems like, all right, the Chiefs were good once, so we're always going to say the Chiefs are good no matter what, as Patrick Mahomes is getting exposed week by week out here. The overall point, I feel like I'm a little rambling trying to touch some things here, but the overall point is that if somebody's showing to be good right now, let's celebrate him right now. Let's not kick the can down and be like, well, he's not a 10-year vet, so we can't really say he's good. Just listen to kind of what Cam Newton says as he kind of explains his fool's gold comment. Here we go.
It was a question that was asked. Does the AFC now go through the Patriots or New England? I said fool's gold. Why did I say fool's gold? Because there's not a soul in this beautiful gymnasium that will say they will take Drake May over a wild card winner in Patrick Mahomes.
So once again, I mean, it's always coming back to why do we always have to try and judge somebody by a potential GOAT? I mean, Patrick Mahomes is in his own stratosphere. It's like everybody tries to compare like Patrick Mahomes to Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes to Joe Burrow or even really Patrick Mahomes to Lamar Jackson. It's just like Patrick Mahomes is not even in the same discussion as those other quarterbacks. He's in a league of his own, and trying to compare those quarterbacks to Patrick Mahomes is a slight to Patrick Mahomes. This man's won 4 Super Bowls, and we're trying to compare him to somebody that hasn't even been to 1. So it's like, it's just frustrating how we're always trying to like compare a player to the current GOAT or the current number 1 undisputed. But also, at the same time, right now, what is Patrick Mahomes showing us? Cam Newton says, I don't know anybody that takes Drake May over Patrick Mahomes right now, and I think that's kind of debatable. Once again, we're seeing kind of Patrick Mahomes. We're seeing him get a little exposed. We're seeing it in these Super Bowl games. Even in the games that he wins, he like gets outplayed for the first 3 quarters and then turns it on in the 4th quarter. We like that, and that's kind of what, that's Mahomes' superpower, his magic. His ability to always be in the game no matter down 2 possessions in the 4th quarter, down 13 seconds. 13 seconds, let me hear it. Ah! Bye! 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 Top 10 power rankings. Bye! Sean McDermott start packing up the truck.
Bills make me wanna.
Bye! See, you can always throw a little ad-lib in there, folks. Get fun with it. Make it your own. Back to what we were talking about here, but can we please just stop? If a quarterback is playing good right now, whether he's a rookie, year 2, year 15, finally getting it figured out, let's praise him now. Yes, folks, because Drake May is absolutely slinging the ball. Slinging the ball. So...
in Lamar Jackson. Drake May, respectfully, you're having a great season.
Once again, respectively, you're having a great season. Here comes the but. This is this kid's second year in the league, atop of the AFC East when it was the Bills, favored at minus 340. Okay? Here comes the but. Can we stop with the but? And I know I kind of do it. I do it with Sam Darnold. I butt on Sam Darnold because the fourth quarter, and we just saw it last week, all those turnovers. So I'm rightful on the butt of Sam Darnold. But Drake May, we're butting.
But I also put Drake May in a position where it's like, yo, we don't really know, similar to Indiana Jones.
So once again, we don't know. We're seeing it. He's playing very good, but ultimately we still don't know. So it's just like when we talk these quarterbacks, it's just like y'all are just waiting for the downfall to be like, well, that's why I wasn't all in. I told y'all we can't be all in because we don't know. 4 years from now, I told y'all we don't know. We got to start living in the moment. I mean, I tell y'all, I say this, I have said this, and I'm going to say it again right now. It's just like y'all hate sports talk. Y'all really don't like sports talk. You just want a season, a career to play out, and then you talk about him. Oh, no, we can't talk about Tom Brady. It's 2001. Oh, no, can't talk about him. Oh, it's 2005. No, Tom Brady's still playing. We really can't even talk about him. We don't know. Is he? I don't know. Is he? I don't know. Is he the GOAT? We don't, let's not talk about it. Why are we talking about it? I mean, he still has another 10 years before we can even talk about him as the GOAT, so why are we even talking about it? It's just like, y'all want, you don't want to say anything their entire career, and then when their career's over, all right, now we talk. It's just like, no, we got to keep active daily. This is why I come on here on the daily narratives. Why are these narratives changing? Who's saying these narratives? Let's address these narratives because they're kind of trash. And we go from there. We talk from there. We break it down week by week. Good week. Ooh, bad week. Why is the dip for the bad week? Once again, we've been kind of tracking Drake May all season long. We were liking him in the beginning. We were having hesitation because we were not seeing him throw red zone touchdowns. And then when we finally saw him throwing red zone touchdowns, we didn't create another scenario and be like, well, now he's throwing red zone touchdowns, but no, we started to really get on his train at that moment. We're not kicking down the can indefinitely. And then he goes to bring on Daniel Jones.
So, to the report.
Says Indiana Jones, referring to Daniel Jones here. And once again, it's just like, he's shown, glimpses of being very good with the Giants, but we know the Giants overall are a bad organization. He finally gets to a good team, and the man is absolutely slinging the ball. And everyone, once again, well, let's hold up. We haven't, we've seen Daniel Jones. We know a downturn's coming, so let's hold and wait for that to come, and then we can all say, well, we were right. We get the bad game, and then. So overall, folks, shout out these players. Shout out getting it done. And let's not wait. Let's not have a criteria be, well, you got to be good for at least 5 seasons, and then we'll start giving you some respect. I don't like it like that. And Cam Newton, let's talk about Cam Newton real quick. And then, I still got to defend one more player. Sheesh. But Cam Newton, is this fool's gold? I mean, we should have been talking about Cam Newton and be like, well, yeah, he's good, but we haven't really seen him give an effort in the Super Bowl, so we really can't say Cam Newton's good yet. We really have to kind of wait for him to show a big dog moment in the Super Bowl because we never got it. We had a chance to get it. We didn't show it, so Cam Newton's really not that good. You know what I mean? Like Cam Newton, I mean, he didn't die for the ball right here in the Super Bowl. When you're only down 6 points? When it's 3rd and 6? In the Super Bowl? 1 possession game? Touchdown, you take the lead? And you don't dive on the ball? When you clearly could have gotten on top of it? I mean, this is clear as day. Cam Newton, if you die for this, you can win this. I mean, it's clear as day. I mean, I want to put this into Grok and be like, give me the percentage that Cam Newton would have recovered this fumble if he dove on it. I want to say Grok's going to spit out like 80% plus. Let me do this. I don't know. I've never used Grok in the comments before. Let me see if this works. What is the probability that Cam Newton would have recovered the fumble if he dove for the ball? What is the probability that Cam Newton would have recovered the fumble if he dove for the ball? Let's see what Grok says. Let's see if he even gets back to me. I don't know how long I have to wait. Do we wait? Let me just go straight to the source. Let me go straight to the source. I think it was Super Bowl 50, right? All right, here we go. What is the probability that Cam Newton would have recovered the fumble if he dove for the ball in Super Bowl 50? Let's see. Key facts about the play. The ball was loose for roughly 1.8 to 2.0 seconds before Denver's Ward fell on it in the end zone. Cam Newton was about 1.5 yards away when the ball hit the ground. If Newton dives immediately, he has a clear path. No Bronco is closer than Ward, who was recovering from the strip sack. Newton, let's remember what we're working with here, okay? Newton is 6'5", 245 pounds with a massive wingspan, reported 78 inches. I mean, that's a fucking wingspan, baby. He could grab that ball from the 5-yard line. Real world fumble recovery probabilities. Here we go. 1. General loose ball recovery odds. In the open field, the offense recovers about 50 to 55% of fumbles. That's the NFL average over the last decade. When the ball is within 2 yards of the quarterback who just lost it, the offense recovers about 70 to 75% of the time. Well, is that not the play right there? Cam Newton, he told us he's within 1.5 yards. And when a ball is fumbled within 2 yards of a quarterback who just fumbled it, a la Cam Newton, the offense recovers 70 to 75% of the time. If Cam Newton dove for the ball, if Cam Newton was that big dog like he says he was, that he showed he was up until that moment, then Cam Newton would have recovered the fumble. But Cam Newton didn't show that dog mentality, so we have to assume he doesn't have it and will never have it and will never do big dog things. So all in all, Cam Newton's actually not a good quarterback. That's how they're treating Drake May. Is that fair, Cam? Did you like this last 5 minutes of talking? I don't think you do. Obviously, Cam Newton was great in his time. I mean, goddamn, very dominant as a dual threat quarterback. But we didn't see the dog in the biggest game. You tiptoe, you think about it, you flinch. I mean, you clearly see him rocking. It's like he's dancing. I mean, are you going to a techno club? That's literally Cam Newton. I got to bring up the game again. I got to bring up the play again. Cam Newton Super Bowl. Here it is. Look at him. Look at him. He had... Ball strip. Up. You see him? He takes a step forward and then
it's on the ground.
Hesitates back.
It's a 3rd and 9.
What? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 75% chance. All right, so what's the final probability? Here we go. Reasonable consensus probability. This is reasonable, folks. If Cam Newton fully commits and dives on the ball, the moment it hits the ground, he recovers it approximately 85% to 90% of the time. Look at that, folks. 85 to 90% according to AI. And this guy is trying to hold other quarterbacks back. Yeah, but let's wait. Yeah, let's wait till you get that big bark in your voice, Cam, because we never saw it. We never saw it, and we knew your entire career after this game, it was just on a steady downturn, unfortunately. So maybe we shouldn't, I mean, honestly, Cam Newton is, no, I'm glad Cam Newton's saying this because Cam Newton's right. Cam Newton actually wasn't a good quarterback. He had a good 4-year stretch, which isn't really that good. Is that good? 4 years? A classic stretch in the NFL? Sorry, Cam, you're not good. You're not good. The 4 years, we were still waiting, and then we never got it for the remainder, so sorry. Sorry. So, everyone's coming for Drake May. I don't get it. When you're good, I know why. Because Drake May is now the new young kid in town. It's no longer Josh Allen. This is some this propaganda on Drake May is coming from Josh Allen's camp, I'm telling y'all. This is Josh Allen trying to still be the golden boy in the NFL, and he can't have somebody in his own division. In his own division! Breathing down his neck. Hey, Josh, I'm here now. I'm going to get a movie star fiance. I'm going to get the next Hallmark holiday movie. It's my turn now, Josh. Super Bowl windows close quick, folks. We know. We know. All right, one more person I have to come to the defense of here, folks. And that's a running back. You know I always stand for running backs. And that's Cam Skattebo. People are hating on Cam Skattebo, folks, and it's really disgusting. Obviously, Cam Skattebo's out for the entire season. He tore something bad, real bad. So, obviously, he's not playing, really can't practice. So, he went to the WWE. He went to the WWE, and look, people like going, athletes like going to the WWE. We just saw Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton last season. Halliburton got to the finals and probably would have won the finals if he didn't get injured. I digress. But this is a thing athletes do. They do this all the time. So Cam Skattebo was in the crowd for wrestling this week. I think it was Raw. And, he had a little bit of, a spot. He had a spot with Dominic Mysterio, kind of being, who's the ultimate scumbag? It's me. No, it's me. Something like that. So they had a little bit of face-off, and people are mad that Cam Skattebo's at this wrestling event. Everybody needs to settle down. He's not playing for the rest of the season. I get putting in the work and, studying and film and all that. I get that. I preach that. Y'all know me. But when you're not going to play for this season and you don't even have a head coach and your whole organization is so dysfunctional, what are we going to have Cam just be in bed all day breaking down film 24/7? He's streaming, which we don't like. I might have to say something about that. But him going to Raw, I don't mind. I mean, this is how people are talking about him, folks. Listen to this.
Oh, shut up, Skattebo. You haven't done I mean, you're a media creation. Your team sucks. You're hurt. And you're acting like a little kid, putting your entire franchise who's relying on you at jeopardy. So stop with all your bullshit. Be an adult. I'm having fun. Oh, shut up. If I were the Giants, I'd say, yo, man, you go have fun. We're going to avoid this contract. Go get a lawyer and fight it.
Come on. Are we crazy? Yes, it's Cam Skattebo. Out of everybody in the entire Giants organization, it's Cam Skattebo that's holding this franchise back. Okay, it's not the bonehead Joe Schoen that didn't want to pay a Super Bowl potential MVP, should have been Madden cover athlete, $12 million. The Giants have bigger concerns than Cam Skattebo being at a wrestling event. They still have a monkey in the front office. Joe Schoen, folks. Joe Shane, I think is how you really truly pronounce his name. Joe Shane. Doesn't even look like Shane, and you got two names, so that tells you all you need to know about the guy. Okay? So, I mean, this whole Cam Skattebo, what the heck are we doing?
He ain't good enough to worry about. This ain't Walter.
He was actually good, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, when Cam Skattebo was out on the field, the Giants were kind of moving the ball and cooking. And once again, this guy kind of says what we've been talking about here. It's like, no, Cam Skattebo was actually kind of getting it done. Just because he was a rookie and had a small sample size, nobody wanted to gush about him because, oh, we have to wait. Oh, I don't talk about anybody until I get 5 years. I don't talk. Nope, can't say anything good unless I've seen something for 5 straight years. I think we've got sports discourse all wrong here, folks. So wrong. We judge week by week. We praise week by week. We shouldn't be staying silent for 3 years and then making a judgment.
Peyton.
So shout out to Cam Scatterbo. Keep going to Raw, but maybe tone down the streaming a little bit. Just a little bit.
This is a little guy that ran for a few yards on a bad team. You know, they always...
I mean, what an ugly sentence, this little guy that ran for a few yards on a bad team. Who is this dude? Dan Kitch? Who the fuck is this guy? Once again, more popular than me for what? Tooting my own horn. Don't care. I am the ultimate sports entertainment voice, folks. I don't know what you want from me. Sorry, I have to toot my own horn. I've been doing it for 5 years. I've been doing this since 2020. You've got the good track record by me. I was big on an app called Whatnot, folks. Do you not Google me, bitch? Google St. Nick Whatnot and watch. I put that fucking whole app on the map. I put a whole $100 million company on the map, folks. I've paid my dues. I've shown my work. All right, we gotta move on, folks. All right, let's keep moving on. One more thing, and then we're gonna get to the game from last night and start breaking down our picks for this week. But one more thing right here, JJ McCarthy, folks, do not sleep. Do not sleep. Once again, JJ McCarthy, he's in a great spot right now. He's shown that he can be a good leader. He can make some nice throws. He can win a collegiate national championship. And everybody's ready to write JJ McCarthy off, but I don't think we should, folks. We talked about it yesterday during the show. They're trying to fix his mechanics, the whole leg whip. They're trying to get him to throw from a more consistent kind of platform. JJ McCarthy's buying into this. He's saying, hey, I'm like almost right there, being kind of perfect. And then JJ McCarthy also at the podium. I mean, we have to remember, it's just like, you know, we come from this college program that isn't really getting kids right, isn't really getting kids ready for the NFL. It's just like everyone, you know, they're all just trying to win these college games, not trying to actually prepare you for the next level. And that does kind of fall on these athletes. I mean, you have to actually actively try, you know, seek that out. How can I get better? What is actually getting better? But, you know, that's why, you know, we're getting, you know, these quarterbacks taking so slow to get kind of acclimated to the NFL game that everybody throws them in the trash because nobody's kind of getting ready for that kind of next step from college to football. And these coaches, they don't have patience because, they can get fired. So they have to win now. But we have to remember that J.J. McCarthy, he says he was never taught proper mechanics at kind of Michigan. Saying, hey, it's kind of very different on how we play.
JJ, when it comes to things like posture and mechanics, how much of that stuff is new in terms of what they're asking you to do versus the way you've been taught or coached before on it?
It's very new. You know, coming in here, I was taught how to play quarterback in a very different way.
So he has to come from that cheating school of Michigan where this isn't a great, I mean, if you're listening to this and you're a Chargers fan or a fan of Herbert, this does not sound good to you. Harbaugh didn't get a national champion quarterback ready for the next step. J.J. McCarthy said, hey, I was taught to play quarterback a whole different way. This is why I don't think we should be throwing away J.J. McCarthy right now. I know people are. I know people have. But I believe in Kevin O'Connell as an offensive mind. We've kind of seen what J.J. McCarthy can be. You know, that fourth quarter of game one, golly, he showed something. He showed at least a leadership, so we like that. And the fact that, they're working on his mechanics, I think they can make this man into a very solid, above average game managing quarterback in this league. Once again, J.J. McCarthy says he buys in, and this is what I love to hear from quarterbacks, not just taking quarterback as a job. It could be a job. Yes, it's theoretically a job, but I don't like people I treated my last place of work not as a job. I really thought, that's my career. I'm putting 100% of work into it. Other people treated it as a job, and it turned me off. I'm not going to lie. Because I was taking it a little bit more seriously than a job. So, yes, some football players take football as a job. Oh, this is my job. I clock in, I clock out. J.J. McCarthy, not so much.
I feel like, it's just the repetitions. How many times could I go home and every time I take the dogs out, I'm getting, 10 drops each time. Little things like that where you just keep building the reps.
Keep building the reps, even at home. I know we all have our lives outside of our work. I know everybody has, a girlfriend or a wife or a fiance that they have to, attend to. They've got kids, they've got dogs, they've got other priorities. That's why, all athletes should just be single people. Single people, you got nothing to take care of. You put 100% of your work, your effort, your attention into your craft. I'll digress some more here. But J.J. McCarthy, you know what? When I'm taking out the dogs, when the dogs got a shit and I got to take them out, I'm getting a rep in. I'm repping it out when I'm doing this at home. Putting a little bit more work in. Not just, all right, 5 o'clock, I checked out. No. Always trying to get better even at home. So J.J. McCarthy's putting in the work. We love to see that. So shout out to J.J. McCarthy, and don't be surprised if we take him this week in our picks, folks. All right, we got to move on, but tomorrow I think we're going to be talking about this. A kid just beat Derrick Henry's high school rushing record. Oh boy, we might have an animal in the making here, folks. A Derrick Henry 2.0 potentially coming to a college near you. Oh boy, get ready. So we'll talk about that. We'll investigate this man a little bit more. But welcome in Miles McLaughlin, folks. Potentially the next phenom running back in the NFL. Alrighty, but let's head over to the game from last night. We'll break it down, and then we'll get to our picks for the rest of the Week 12 NFL slate. Alrighty, so... oh, too good. The Buffalo Bills lose to the Houston Texans 23-19. It was a good game, I'll give it that. It was a good primetime Thursday night game, which we haven't gotten too many of this season. So, for the overall game itself, I thank y'all, and I think the NFL family thanks you for putting on a good game, good entertaining game. Close game, solid scoring all throughout. Scoring really dried up in the second half. Only 6 points scored in the second half, 3 by each team. Josh Allen not putting up any touchdowns in the first half or second half or being clutch. So Patriots get the win. They move up to 9-2, having like a 2.5 game lead in the division over the Buffalo Bills, sitting at 7-4. But let's get to the game. The Buffalo Bills, they open up, touchdown on the first drive, all going good. Woo! Bills Mafia feeling good. You even heard it in the broadcast after that first touchdown. They were saying, wow, these Buffalo Bills fans, they travel. Wow, it's loud in here. But then it got a little quiet, a lot of quiet. When things don't go right, not good, not being able to put up points. And what is so funny, folks, what is just so funny is that this is supposed to be a little bit of a defensive-minded team. Sean McDermott, the defensive, head coach, and it's always the defense that's really beefing them. Now, Josh Allen is still beefing as well, but for the most part, it's really the defense holding this team back, the 13-second special and all that. And we're going to talk about Sean McDermott. Should he be fired? These conversations really should be starting to be had, and they have been having had. And we'll talk about it. But the Bills, they take a kickoff return back for a touchdown. They go up 16-13, but they left 1 minute and 43 seconds left on the clock. So the Bills just took the lead on a huge kickoff return for a touchdown. And then what do they do? They let the Texans go down 75 yards, 1 minute and 38 seconds to get a touchdown to negate the big kind of momentum shifting kick return touchdown that the Bills just had. The defense couldn't lock in to keep the momentum with the Bills going into halftime, folks. I mean, you can't write this any better. It's always this defense shitting the bed. It's too funny. He's got to go. Sean McDermott's got to go, folks. Come on. Bye. Bye, Sean McDermott. You got to go. You're holding a generational quarterback back, folks, in Josh Allen. Too good, too good. So Josh Allen ends the game, 70% completion percentage. He was running around, buying all the time he could, getting sacked 8 times, knocked down 8 times, held the ball long. You know, I mean, is Josh Allen resorting to kind of a Kyler Murray, a Caleb Williams, where, yes, the athleticism, it's flashy, it catches everybody, it draws all the attentions, all the headlines, but in the fourth quarter, in the clutch, when it's time to, you know, make the right throws at the right time, they still like to run. They do that run. Let me twirl. Baby girl, let me see you do dance. Let me see you twirl. Josh Allen, let me see you do dance. Let me see you twirl. I mean, I got to get that on the soundboard, folks. Every time Josh Allen's trying to scramble, baby girl, let me see you do dance. Let me see you twirl. Shaking ass in the club for the whole world. For the whole world. That's Josh Allen. I mean, he's out here just shaking ass for the world to see. Do your twirl, Josh. Twirl for us. Oh, mama. So Josh Allen, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Woof. Woof. And last week when he threw that awful pick 6 from his end zone and then rattled off 6 touchdowns, everybody, you know, swept it under the rug. MVP's back. He's back. Well, against a team with an actual good defense, because the Bucs are on the verge of fraudulent. And once again, you know, I try to give Baker Mayfield the credit. I try to give Todd Bowles the credit, and here they go, not being as consistent as we need to be. Texans, no starting quarterback, and the defense just fucking locks in, dude. This is why I've been trying to tell y'all this Texans team should be so high up on everybody's power rankings. I mean, I'm going to do this real quick. Real quick. I just want to see where people were having the Texans heading into this week, folks. We had them at 4. Let me get somebody's power rankings up here. Give me a source. All right, here we go. November 19th. Week 12 power rankings. This is ML Football. They put out one. They got followers, folks. They got 388,000 followers. Settle down. They had the Texans at 19. The Bills at 6. The Texans at 19 heading into this game. Like, what are these people fucking watching? They look at a record. They look at the box score. Oh, here we go. Another one. This is Brady, the real Brady. 122 followers. He knows ball. He has the Rams at 18, 19. Once again, the media says it. Everybody just regurgitates the garbage. Texans trash. I've been telling y'all the Texans are legit. Toot my own horn. Toot me up, baby. Give me another one. I need one more. Here we go. This is 2018 SportsCenter. Why are you showing me that? Why are you showing me something from 2018? Don't ever do that. Oh, mama. Let me get Nick Wright. You know what? Nick Wright. Here we go. I think Nick Wright does a power ranking. Or I guess I do first things first. He probably got something. And then we're moving on. But give me another power ranking here. First things first. I know they got one. Everybody choosing the Bills to win. Greg, Nick, Broussard choosing the Bills to win. Shout out to Kevin Wilds, the only one brave enough to take the Texans, a true ball knower. All right. I'm not finding their power rankings quick, so we'll end it here. But I know y'all saw the power rankings. I know y'all saw where people put the Texans, folks. It's absolutely disgusting. Here we go. Top 10 Tuesday. This is Danny. Danny on First Things First. Danny Perkins, who I should be on. I would love to be on First Things First. I'm just going to put that out there. Get me on that show. I would thrive on this show. But here we go. I mean, nobody. Bills at 4, and Texans not even in the top 10. So, Chiefs in the top 10. Broncos in the top 10. So, once again, Texans, they are the real deal. Shout out so fucking much. I mean, this man really should be the coach of the year. I know everybody gushes about Dan Campbell and all that, but DeMeco Ryans, folks, your quarterback goes down? The one that won you the division the last 2 years, his first 2 years in the league, and you have to go with Davis Mills, and you can still rely on your defense to win the fucking game? I mean, we get this right here, and this is what I love. When you see DeMeco Ryans, I mean, I gotta really toot his horn now, folks. DeMeco, bring that horn over here. I'm about to toot it for you. DeMeco Ryans is everything I love about a coach. He doesn't really get too low. We see all the barking by everybody. I don't think it's necessary, and I think it does keep the overall team a little bit on eggshells. But just you see DeMeco Ryans, he gets so fired up. You never see him too low. After some turnovers, I forgot what it was in this game, but a bad play, they pan the camera over to DeMeco Ryans, and he's just clapping it up. All right, let's get back to it. Never 2 down. We see fucking Brian Daboll yelling at everybody, swearing, cussing, fuck. But DeMeco Ryans, look at this. Ooh, I love this. They make a big stop on 4th down. It's just a big dap-up moment between him and Will Anderson. That's how you fucking do it. Damn, yo. DeMeco Ryans, I cannot gush enough about him, truly. Honestly, he could be the number 1 coach in the league. Him, Sean McVay, obviously Andy Reid up there, but god damn, dude, DeMeco Ryans. And once again, I know everyone's gushing about Frank Vrabel, and rightfully so, but DeMeco, folks, let's not fucking forget. He's got this Texans team, baby, rocking. Everybody writing them off, trash team. They have never been trash. And DeMeco Ryans never bought into y'all's trash garbage narratives. One more time, one more shout out. DeMeco Ryans. Alrighty, more from this game here. Davis Mills didn't look great. Made some throws when he needed to. Higgins was dropping everything, and I was sweating big time last night. I had a 3-leg parlay. We cashed as well, big on that. But I had Higgins for 3+ catches. This man had like 6 targets in the first half with 1 catch. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He was dropping everything, but he locks in the second half, gets his 3 catches, actually finished the game with 4. So Higgins, he ended up scoring a touchdown, 38 yards. Christian Kirk had a very good game as well, getting open. I mean, man, this man was getting open against this great Bills defense, right? So Christian Kirk back in action, 5 catches, 54 yards and a touchdown. And Nico Collins, a little bit locked up. They didn't really force the ball to him. Only 3 targets, caught them all for 55 yards, but no touchdown. Never really targeted them on big downs, like big 3rd downs, big 4th downs. And they were still able to get the win. The Bills, they locked up the tight end, Dalton Schultz. He was a non-factor. They a little bit locked up the number 1 receiver, and they still were not able to get the win. Now, shout out to, I think his name, Willie Marks, baby. We also took his over yards, 60+ yards. I mean, what are y'all doing here? 74 yards, 16 rushes. Great work by him, picking up some nice first downs, averaging 4.6 yards a carry. We'll take that all day. But they do need this running game to be a little bit more consistent. Had a very good game. I want to say this is like one of Mark's best games out here. As we know, he's kind of the number 1 running back. Shout out to Nick Chubb. We love him. Always coming back. But unfortunately, he is kind of RB2 here with the Texans. All right, with the Bills, once again, James Cook, he had a great game. 116 yards, ripped off a 45-yard touchdown run, bank, bop. 1 touchdown, 17 rushes, average 6.8 yards a rush. We love our running backs, folks. Stand up for All of them deserve so much more money. Josh Allen couldn't do his run game impersonation. Only 20 yards, no touchdown. Khalil Shakir, the leading receiver for the Bills, 8 catches, 110 yards. We're a fan of Shakir. They should really kind of, focus him being the main number one receiver here in the offense, besides trying to discipline Keon Coleman and bring in 2 other receivers. Gabe Davis, 1 catch for 22 yards and a big catch, big spot. But, they never used him before. So this reunion of Gabe Davis, it's like y'all didn't really like the deep shots anyway. So I don't know. The Bills, it's never worse. I mean, we're kind of getting 2 different sides of the coin here. Would you rather be the Buffalo Bills? You're winning games, but you're pointing fingers. Oh my God, we need more. 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 More pieces offensively. Or would you rather be the Eagles? Once again, still winning games. You have all the pieces. It's like, what's going on here? I mean, you don't got the pieces, you complain. You got the pieces, you still complain. Can nobody win out here, folks? All right. And then just a play by Josh Allen, the plays, these 4th down calls, it's just like, I feel like these Bills, Joe Brady, the play caller here for the Bills, he's just so in his head. Every time he tries to run the ball on 4th down with Josh Allen, it gets stopped. So they have to go and run it or they have to go and pass it and that gets stopped, or they have to use James Cook and that gets stopped. I mean, this Bills team just so awful on 4th and short. And once again, that's the grit. When it comes down to the trenches, who wants it more? And we know the Bills, they're a little bit of fair weather fans, these fair weather players, a little bit. Where the Texans, they want it. You see them. After every defensive play, dude, the entire team is celebrating. Somebody at the podium after the game, they were like, you know what? On defense, all we teach is swarm. We're all just swarming. We play as one. We swarm to the ball together. And it's just such a great defensive knit, folks. And once again, I'm about to gush about DeMeco Ryans again. Having this team, this defense so knit, so locked in, locked down, clutch ability. We'd see it all the fucking time. The defense just needs to make one stop, and they can't. Multiple opportunities to stop the game-winning drive. You've got them on 3rd down, on 4th down again, and you give it up. Not this Texans team. This is such legit defense, folks, and watching it, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's a pleasure to watch out there. I know everybody, I feel so sorry Josh Allen couldn't pick it up, but I'm on the other side gushing about how solid, how locked in, how fucking clutch this defense was. 4th and 1 in the 4th quarter when it's a 1-possession game. James Cook ain't getting the yard. Josh Allen's driving, 4th and 6, 4-point game, 24 seconds left. They're at the Texans' 22-yard line. The defense, it was bending, but it don't break. They pressure Josh Allen. He's backing up, backpedaling, doesn't plant his feet to throw the ball. And it's right into the hands of the Houston Texans defender. Game over. You lose. Flag on the play, but you're not Mahomes and the Chiefs. You're not getting phantom calls. You were pressured. You made a boneheaded decision. You lost the team the game. You will never win the AFC East again. Your championship window is closed, Joshua Allen. So let me hear y'all. Bye. Bye. Bye, MVP, Sean McDermott, and Joe Brady. Bye. Top 10 power rankings at the AFC East.
The Bills make me want.
Bye. And it all falls on the shoulders of lonely old Joshua Allen. Joshua Allen, who gets so frustrated on the sideline. He says, what are we doing? What are we doing out there? And has to explain himself at the podium after.
Just frustration on my part. In a situation like that, probably should have just banged a timeout. We got the play in late. Didn't give ourselves a chance there.
So, got the play in late. Probably should have called the timeout. We did it. We don't pick up the first. What are we doing? And this is something else, folks. Once again, where the fuck is all the strategy in the NFL? I feel like everything is just so watered down now. Everyone just looks at the analytics and everyone just points the fingers to somebody else. These head coaches should be game generals. They should be picture perfect in every scenario. 4th down, okay, this is what I want to do. 3rd down coming up, okay, this is what we're going to do. That's how a head coach should be. Controlling the game. Hey, if we're rushing this it's fucking 4th down and we're rushing it, burn a timeout, use a timeout. That's why you have them. Everybody is just so afraid to go out and win these games, folks. Everybody in the NFL plays to lose. Everybody hoards all their timeouts. Well, what if we need a 2-minute drive because we're losing on the final drive of the game and we have to drive the entire length of the field? We need our timeouts then. They plan for the worst case scenario. Everybody keeps the timeouts in their pockets. Use them when you have a chance to really bury somebody. When you have a real chance to take the game in control, you can use the timeouts. They're not just there. All right, you can only use a timeout with the last 2 minutes left. If you have a 4th down play, you're running out of time, take the fucking timeout. Regroup, get it together for a big time 4th down play. It's driving me crazy watching the NFL, folks. It honestly is. Where's the strategy? Where is it? Where is it, Harvey? So, nobody's using timeouts. Nobody's being a true leader of this team. That's Josh Allen. And then Josh Allen, here we go. This is a great footage. Shout out to cameraman. After the interception, you just see Josh Allen. No. The game-losing interception. No. Great look there. So, Josh Allen loses the game. Game over. We get Josh again.
And we had a chance to win it there at the end and got to find a way. Yeah, it's not fun.
We had a chance to win it at the end, and we have to find a way. You got to find a way, Josh. You lost it at the end. You threw to somebody that wasn't even open. I don't even know where you were throwing. I mean, you clearly had somebody out in the flat. You clearly had him wide open. But you didn't see him. I mean, this angle, this back-end angle right here, folks, I mean, this is very damning. This is very damning by Josh Allen. I mean, do you not see this crosser about to open up into all this 15 yards of free open space? And you're looking down for the down the field ball when the safety's literally in your eyesight? You're literally staring at the safety? You've got this. He literally turns to you. This receiver right here, wide open in the middle of the field, who's about to be wide open on the flat. He looks at you, hey, I'm about to run wide open. Look at all this. Instead of throwing the game-winning touchdown, this is a touchdown. You throw the ball right now, this is a touchdown. Look at it. Look at all this space up here. Look at all this space. He catches it, runs it in for a touchdown. The Bills win. But Josh Allen decides to throw a worse ball. There's something that's not even open. Right to the defender. Oh, man, you can't make it up. Tua can't read defenses. How about Josh Allen can't read a wide open barn? Is that why he left Wyoming? He couldn't hit the broad side of a barn. They kicked him out. So, that's Allen. That's Josh Allen. Game on the line. He can see. Oh, boy. Hey, Josh, your next endorsement, we know, Nutrafol gummies, the Snickers ice cream bar, all that. How about your next big advertisement, your next big score? How about LASIK corrective lenses? So, Josh Allen loses and the sky falls. Here it is. Should the Buffalo Bills fire head coach Sean McDermott? Let's read these replies. And I want to say this is about the second time this has been posted, so it's not looking good. Time is a ticking here, Sean. Here we go. He should have been fired after 13 seconds. 13 seconds special. No, you phrased the question wrong. Will Terry Pegula fire Sean McDermott? No. Brandon B needs to be fired first. New GM should probably fire McDermott too. The roster issue is much worse than the coaching at this point. This roster issue, Josh Allen can't do it all. Except last week when he did it all, and then it was MVP. Now it's, we don't have enough weapons. I believe the Bills firing McDermott would be a horrible idea. Quite honestly, he's doing all he can. He's doing all he can with not a great quarterback to work with, folks. He's doing all he can with this team right now. But the big problem for the Bills is that they do not have any big offensive playmakers outside Josh Allen and James Cook. Shout out James Cook. I respect that. Yes, if the Bills flame out in the playoffs this year, Dan Reeves was a legend, but he lost 3 Super Bowls with Elway. Shanahan came in and won 2. Bills need to find their Shanahan. So, Shawnee, time's ticking. You better get Josh Allen right or you're walking right out the door. So, Bills lose 23-19. Texans win. Texans. They're coming for the division, folks. Don't say I didn't warn y'all. Alrighty. So that was Thursday Night Football from last night. But before we get out of here, we got to give you our picks for this weekend, folks. The Sunday slate, and look at this line. What the fuck? Are you crazy? This line just moved 2 points in the last hour? What the fuck? We always say secure value while you can. Well, goddamn. 2 full points? I don't think I've ever seen that. 2 full points? I'm not talking about a point, folks. I'm not talking about a half a point. I'm talking about 2 full points. This is crazy. Why did this line move 2 points? Sam Laporte is out for the season. That's not going to move the line 2 points in their direction. Well, that's crazy. I'm still going to take it, but it was sharp. It was sharp. I was sharp, folks. Oh, was that why? Is that why? Okay. Well, I was already expecting him not to play, so that's fine with me. Alrighty, well, here we go, folks. Our picks for this weekend. Look, we usually have 5 picks, but this week I'm struggling to find 5, folks. I'm not going to fake with y'all. So let's start with some honorable mentions, some bets that I thought about for my number 5 slot, but I really just couldn't find the edge to truly solidify them as an official pick. So some plays I was dancing around, some plays I'm dancing around are the Steelers plus 2.5. Vegas giving them the slight edge here, saying that they're the better team on a neutral field. I'm going to take, Aaron Rodgers does play this week, and he does kind of, he likes to face the Bears. And I think this defense just overall gets after this Bears team a little bit. But once again, I just can't find a solid edge, so I'm going to stay away from it, although I'm leaning a little towards the Steelers plus 2.5. I like the Jags -3. Once again, just a bad spot for this Jags team because they came off such a big dominating win and the Cardinals are coming off a loss. I like the Jags to win, but I don't know if I want to swallow 3 full points here. And I don't know if I like the value at -148 on just a money line here. This Cardinals defense is solid. It's the best thing about the team. And we know Trevor Lawrence in this offense isn't that buttoned up yet. So I like the Jags, but, just optically, everybody's going to be on them because of their dominant win against the Chargers. Justin Herbert, everybody's favorite. So I don't like the optics here, why I want to stay away from it. I like the Browns plus 3.5, but what the fuck is this junk game? Browns Raiders, probably one that this is gonna be ugly to watch. It's gonna be ugly to sweat if we have to. So I like this Browns defense. We get the hook, but once again, can we bet on the Browns? How gross. Shador. Do we want to bet on Shador's first start either? I don't know. The Saints minus 2.5. I like them to win this game, but we wanted some value here, and I'm not swallowing points with the Saints. I'm sorry. So those were just some honorable mentions. I just can't find that extra edge I need to solidify them as official picks, but that's how I lean on those kind of close games. But now let's get into our 4 picks that I am kind of gushing about here. And let's start here at number 4. I'm taking it. I don't care. I don't care. Where is it? They take this game off? No, it's right here. First game, folks. My number 4 gush of the week is Colts plus 3.5. This Chiefs offense is getting exposed, folks. I know Mahomes is good. I know it's Andy Reid. I get it. But overall, this is not the dominant Chiefs that we all know and love. This is, Super Bowl Chiefs where the offense doesn't look great the entire game. Yes, they kind of turn it on in the fourth quarter and they usually win, but it's not a satisfying win. It's not a dominant win, and you keep the Colts hanging around. This Colts defense, I think, is very solid. Sauce Gardner, he's not the greatest, but the Chiefs don't have any, real great weapons where they're going to be able to burn Sauce Gardner. Maybe, Rashee Rice with his speed, but I think the Colts will have a plan for it. I know Daniel Jones, we saw the big beef game 2 weeks ago, all those turnovers, but Jonathan Taylor is the true engine of this team, and they'll keep it close. I'm going to take the hook here. Colts plus 3.5. Usually, this is looking like trap. You know how I do with trap bets. I run full speed. I'm not going to cower. I'm not going to bow down to Vegas here. Give me the Colts plus 3.5. What are these? What's this Chiefs offense? What is it? Alrighty, my number 3 gush of the week is Vikings plus 6.5. I would like the hook. I would like the touchdown, but I think I'm even okay not having a full touchdown here. Vikings plus 6.5. Once again, y'all gush over Jordan Love. I gush over Matthew Stafford. We are not the same. Publicly, optically, everybody's out on J.J. McCarthy. He's trash. He cannot throw the ball. He's so inconsistent. But once again, folks, we've told you these last 2 days, I don't think that's the overall true narrative right here. They're working on his mechanics, and ultimately that is what's holding J.J. McCarthy back, is his mechanics. They fix his mechanics. It shores up his accuracy, because that's the only thing wrong with J.J. McCarthy. It's not his reads. He makes great reads. He's got great weapons. It's not that he has a weak arm or a small arm. He could throw it 50 yards. That's fine. It's not like he doesn't like to take the deep ball shots. He likes to throw them. He tests the defenses. He throws about an interception a game, which I don't have a true problem with. It's just we need to shore up that accuracy, and that's what they're working on. So this Vikings defense, folks, I know a thing or two about it. I told you the Texans are great. They're a top 5 team just purely off the defense alone. And this Vikings defense is right up there with them. Shout out to Brian Flores, folks. I gush about him all the time. This Packers offense, I don't like anything. I like Josh Jacobs. We're starting to question the head coach. We're questioning all the receivers. And is this Packers defense even good? Yes, they've got Michael Parsons, but that's about it. Give me the Vikings plus 6.5. You can hold on to your Jordan Love. Alrighty, my number 2 gush that just jumped 2 points in the last hour, folks. I had them right here. I wrote it down. Double check the points again this morning. Wrote it down. Lions minus 10.5. Now it's Lions minus 12.5. No Jackson Dart, so Jameis Winston is playing again, which I thought they knew that, so that's interesting that wasn't even factored into the price. But I do like Jameis Winston. I am a fan of Jameis Winston. I think he is a starting quarterback in this league. But with all these changes at once for the Giants, it's too much to overcome. You got the Lions coming off of a loss. They're going to want to get right back on track and a chance to really show, hey, we can put up points. We're still the same team. You still got to respect us. I think it's fine to swallow these points here, folks. Anything under 13.5, I think is fine. That 2-touchdown hook right there. Lions minus 12.5. I like Jameis a lot. That's all they have right now. And I don't know if I like this head coach either. Alrighty, and then my number one gush play here, folks. Once again, a big spread I think we can swallow. Ravens minus 13.5. Ravens at home, and they're looking for they're looking for that dominant win. Once again, like the Lions, this Ravens offense, we know it's just a matter of time till they explode back onto the scene. Ravens coming off of a win last week, facing against the Browns. You know, that Browns defense is solid. Division matchup. You still, I don't think they didn't cover 13.5, but they covered a full touchdown and all that. Now it's non-division. This defense is worse. The Jets are going with Tyrod Taylor, a quarterback switch. I mean, he doesn't put up the touchdowns. Does he throw the ball more? Yes, but it doesn't lead to more points or to more wins. Optically, I think the Jets, people are going to see it as, oh my God, Tyrod Taylor's playing. They have a chance. I think that's wrong. Vegas isn't giving any love to that idea here in the value. So Ravens minus 13, I think is the best bet. They're looking once again, they're favorite to win the division. They were still favored to win the division after like 5 weeks. Vegas is all on the Ravens. They know what this team is capable of. In this Jets team, I mean, what are they doing? I mean, now they're trying to swap in quarterback in and out. Newsflash, none of these quarterbacks are going to be on the team next year, so who fucking cares? Rock with Justin Fields till the wheels fall off, and then you could try and sell Tyrod Taylor for a 4th-round pick before he falls down to 6th-round pick value when he gets pushed out there on the field and people see him play. So the Ravens minus 13.5, I think it's fine to swallow here. So my official plays where y'all can get at me on are the Colts plus 3.5, the Vikings plus 6.5, Lions minus 12.5, and the Ravens minus 13.5. Feeling good about all those plays. Alrighty, folks. Well, that is going to do it for us today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, listening, watching. It's Friday, baby. Make some noise. So hopefully you have the weekend off. Enjoy it. Watch a little football, college, NFL. Hopefully your teams win. Hopefully your teams win. Hopefully your bets hit. And hopefully you have a great weekend, folks. Truly appreciate y'all. I think I'm still going to do a show tomorrow. So I'll probably see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see y'all on Monday. But take it easy, everybody. Truly appreciate y'all tuning in. And I'll